Welcome to the Back to Me podcast, where we help multicultural incoming freshman women and men manage their entire college experience throughout post-graduation to successfully transition into entrepreneurship and corporate workspaces as new hires.
Back to me. Oh, I turned it around. I'm back to me. I finally figured it out. I'm back to me. So when you think you have nothing, back to me. I go back to me. Yeah, I'm back to me.
Hello, everyone. It's your host, Yoli Tamu. Entrepreneurship is becoming more and more attractive to students who want to take control of their future by profiting from their passions. As we continue to celebrate Black History Month, we are joined by furniture flipper and viral sensation, Faranne Iman. She has taken her passion for refinishing furniture and turned it into a business that has amassed over 6 million views on TikTok. Find out how she built a sustainable business and attracted the attention of major sponsors, all while keeping her day job. Enjoy. I have someone who has just taken off in the entrepreneurial world. I mean, she is viral, folks, and she's here to tell you all about being a powerful young adult entrepreneur. Miss Faranne Iman, how you doing?
Yes. Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm so grateful to have this time with you. Your father introduced me to you, made you retire more, and how he just brought you to me. So I'm so grateful.
I am as well. Thank you to both of y'all. Actually, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So congratulations on your viral status as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's something, girl.
So tell us, what do you do exactly?
So I have a refinishing furniture service, a business. In 2020, I just started posting online, which is how, you and me, my following. But outside of the content creation, my business consists of taking old or damaged furniture, repurposing it, giving it a new life, and then reselling it to one, make a profit, and then, just sustainability to make sure that we're not just throwing away furniture that's not completely, wasted or damaged, I'll say. You want to make sure you are able to use it, give it a little more longevity, and just serve another purpose in another home.
Wow. So it's like you upgrade the furniture.
Yeah, we upgrade it. We add on to it. We make it pretty. We customize it. We have customers who are looking to take a piece that they've inherited from a family member they're not ready to get rid of. We can do whatever it is that they require or are asking, and we can give it a new spin.
Mm-hmm. How cool. Now, where did you come up with this idea? What made you want to do this and make it a business? My goodness.
Well, some people grow up knowing exactly what they want to do in life, and some kind of just have to figure it out along the way. And I'm the second of the two. I will credit my grandmother. My dad's mom has always been an entrepreneur as long as I can think back. They're both from Chicago, and she had a thrift store. She's always had thrift stores and good secondhand stores. And it wasn't until she passed that this thought just came into my mind. Because she had a store, she had so many items that they just were unable to use or get rid of, and they were going to donate them all, the whole store. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. And so I drove up there. It's a 4-hour drive from where I live. I drove up there with the van, and we packed it all up in a van, and I brought it back to my house because fortunately I had a basement that had, wasn't serving any purpose. And I set up the store in my basement, and I began selling things on Marketplace. Now, mind you, this is the time of COVID. It's about 2020. So everybody's working from home or is just quarantining. So I had the time, but it was really from there where it just spiraled because I saw how easy it was to sell. Like, people were like, you're going to sell this? Like, these are, they're used clothing items. Who's going to buy this? I was averaging like $500 to $1,000 a month just selling items, essentially that I had gotten for free because I had gotten them from my grandma. But selling them on Marketplace. I would post a couple pictures of the items, sell them for fairly cheap. People would pay for them. In addition, they would pay for the shipping. So I'm just like, wow. And as the months would go on, my income was starting to grow from this. And I'm like, okay, eventually I'm going to run out of items, but I got to think a little bigger. And again, we're still quarantining. So I'm working from home. I have a little bit more time. I've always been very handy and into crafting and DIYing. And one day, I was driving home from a store or somewhere, and there was a piece of furniture sitting on the end of one of my neighbor's driveways. And I was like, it looks perfect. Like, why are they throwing it out? I didn't want to go. I was too embarrassed to go in the daytime to go look at it. So I waited till it got a little dark. They're like 2 houses down. So I had some dolly wheels. I took my son with me and we put him on the dolly wheels and we like ran it back to the house and I put it in the garage. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is a perfectly fine piece of furniture. I could just really clean it up and probably sell it for, because I'm in the mindset of reselling, quickly get it out. But let's make it look a little better. It's dated. It's, the furniture you see in people's grandmother's homes. So I scavenged around the house. I found some paint. I went to the dollar store. I bought a $1 paintbrush and I slapped on the paint, kept the same hardware, and I sold it for $400.
Wow.
And light bulb moment. It just really clicked for me because, like I said, I had no background. I was crafty and handy, but I had never, I guess you could call it, refinished furniture. So for me, I'm like, if I could sell this for $400 and I gave mediocre effort, like very minimal effort, imagine if I really put some thought into this. And I did. And, fast forward 4 years later, I have millions viewed video. I have, a clientele. I'm in demand. I have so much attention my way that I don't have time to actually devote to the people who are inquiring. So really just my grandmother and spiraling into what I now consider my passion.
This is so great. Now, do you remember the first post that went viral?
I do. And it's very special to me because you know how people are always saying, just do it, just go for it, take the risk. This was that moment. I remember sitting here, I had edited a video. At this point, I maybe had 1,000 followers, maybe, if even that. And so at this time, the little audience I had were just used to you throw a song on behind you doing some work, no talking, no personality, just a couple clips behind a little 30-second audio and call it a day. This was my first video where I spoke. I was doing a voiceover. I talked to the audience through the video. And to hear my voice, I still cringe a little, but at that time, it was so nerve-wracking. And I sat there debating for like an hour. Like, should I post it? And my son's father called and he was like, what are you doing? And I'm like sitting here trying to decide if I should post it. He was like, girl, just post the video. So I posted it while he was on the phone. And I mean, you can kind of tell, at least I can, as a creator, when your videos are what they do call viral. Immediately, just likes. It was to the point where I couldn't even, so on TikTok at least, it'll say 99 plus at the bottom. If you're getting so many likes, it can't keep up. It was just 99 likes constantly. And I mean, my following, I refreshed the page. It was just like, is this real?
What did you post? What was it? Was it furniture?
It was furniture. And so my audience likes to see the beginning, the full transformations. And this was my full transformation where I give you details of specific products I'm using. I show you the start. I show you the end. You can see even the money that I'm holding from the person who purchased it. So like you actually get the full gist. It was one of those. And to this day, those are my most viewed videos. But yes, I remember, and it was a crazy time because, with viral videos, there's good and bad. If ever you see a viral video, all you need to do is click on the comments and you'll understand why. Because on any platform, when you go viral, the reason is you've sparked engagement. There's a conversation being had in the comments, whether it's good or bad, which is it's the purpose. You are a show. You are here to give the audience a show. And so, like I said, it comes with bad, it comes with good, but any engagement as a creator is good. The girls you're following, but yeah.
So good. So amazing. So, this podcast, we have, these college students that are incoming and we service the ones that are dealing, with anxiety of just going to college. And then even just coming out of college, going to the workforce. And a lot of them, want to become entrepreneurs as a career pathway, and they're trying to figure out what direction. And so for those that want to start their business, how do you suggest they go about it? Like, what's a step one for somebody thinking about starting a business?
So for me, I went to college as well. At the time that I started my business, I was well into my career, kind of getting to the point where feeling like, I could do this, but I'm not completely happy. So again, I have a son. There are things behind that I had on my shoulder. I wasn't just a single person, no kid, responsibilities. So the decisions that I were making, I knew I had to make solid decisions. But if I were fresh coming out, with ample opportunities and time, I would say go for it. I would completely say go for it. It's obviously you want to make as smart decisions as you can, strategic, be very strategic if you can, but I would say go for it. In the world that we are in 2024, everyone knows content is life. So if your business allows, I would definitely recommend, going that route too, because a lot of people don't realize that my content brings me in more money than my actual flips, than my business. So that gives me the freedom to kind of step back and take some of that pressure off of like, I got to keep flipping, and slow down and focus on perfecting my craft because I have the other income coming in from just showing what I'm selling anyway. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your business, but take the people along for the ride. Don't be afraid to open up. I know a lot of us fear failing and especially showing the failures, but those are my most viewed videos. Those are the videos that are bringing me in $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 just by exposing what I'm going to do anyway. So whether it be content or whatever it is, I would say take the risk. Don't be afraid to take the risk. Be smart with your decisions. Be willing to be committed to whatever it is you're going to do. Study the craft. One good example I use is in my area, there are a lot of furniture flippers. I'm sure, I'm not going to say you can credit me to that, but I do know that there are a lot more furniture flippers than when I first started, as of now. And so that's fine because what I like to do is I go behind these people. I have them saved. They know it's not a secret, but I save them and I like to study their reviews. So whenever, once to two times a month, I'll go in and just look at their reviews that they're getting. And I take note and I treat their reviews as mine so that if they get a negative comment, now I know these are things that I should be paying attention to. If somebody's complaining about the paint scratch too easily, okay, I need to make sure that I'm using, the best top coat that I can for my pieces because I have a 5-star and I want to maintain that. So just be willing to think outside of the box and figure out strategies that will set you apart from your competition because any niche that you pick, fitness, DIY, anything, hair, nails, it's oversaturated, right? You have to figure out a way to stand out because it's money out there. You just have to stand out. You have to stand out. And for me, being a Black woman flipping furniture is so rare. Like my audience has grown because they're not familiar with this. They're like, what? We do this, but in my world, what I do, this is so, saturated, but it's typically done by stay-at-home Caucasian women who have time and resources to do so. I'm a Black woman. I have a son, a Black son. His dad is very much present in his life, but he lives out of town. So I have him, majority of the time. So I'm having these restrictions that force me to work around, these barriers, if you want to call them that. I don't call my son a barrier, but it does create a little bit more of a challenge. But for me, I use these situations to elevate my business. That's why I stand out. That's why people relate to me. That's why they follow me because man, if she can work a full-time job, she has a son, she has bills and student loans like we all do, but she's still able to commit to her passion, what she really enjoys, then I can do it too. So stand out, use your situation to your advantage.
This is great. What I heard you say is a step one really would be to take that risk. And we talked before about, students that need to balance their responsibilities because you do still have a day job and you're doing this. So that's important to hear because a lot of students, just have a short-term amount of patience and want to jump into a thing. And it's like, no, you have to gradually progress into a thing. So you and I talked about maintaining your job while you're building a business. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, it is a challenge. It definitely requires for you to kind of have tunnel vision. You have to be focused and set a goal, a long-term goal, but you have to set small, short-term goals as well because it's going to be hard. You have to decide what is important to you and how am I going to get there? That means, obviously, I do go out from time to time and have fun. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to just work. But because I know where I want to be, where I want to go, I have no problem with saying no and setting goals that people around me are able to understand and respect. So that means for me, my friends are going to call me on a Tuesday, hey girl, let's go. I'm not, no. First of all, my phone is probably on do not disturb, but it is. I've shown and proven that I know what I want to do and you cannot distract me. So you have to be focused. You have to. It's hard at first, but once you start to see the reward of what it is you're putting your effort towards, it becomes easier and easier. I promise, especially when we're talking about money and following or a clientele, it becomes a lot easier. You just have to be willing to put in the work. But if you do, I promise at some point you will see the reward and it becomes a lot easier.
And then even if they're on the job and they have this dream and this goal and this ambition, I just find that it's good to really utilize your connections, develop that networking skill because it's going to help you in the business world, don't you think?
For sure. For sure. In a lot of ways, like, yes, you will network. You never know who you'll cross paths with. But in addition, a lot of people, when they start to come across, I guess you want to call it easy money, as far as like content creating, the money that you're making while you're sleeping, they immediately think like, oh, I don't have to work this job anymore. At some point, yes. At some point that is true. But initially, I say milk the benefit. You know what I mean? Like, don't just completely squander a situation because you've seen a quick few thousand here and there, because it happens. But what also happens is you'll have slow months. So I would suggest using, if you have a 9 to 5 or whatever hours you may work, if you have a job, making sure that you are using it to kind of pay for your business in a sense. Don't put that burden on yourself so quickly to just completely rely on your income from your business. I mean, you're not really able to, like I said, step back and create a business that is, one, structurally it's sound. You're providing whatever it is you're providing, your service. If you're providing a product, it's solid. Use that business or use that job to kind of pay for your business in a sense. So network, allow your business to grow before you start to, push the job away. That would be my suggestion. Now, when you do reach that place, that go for it. I'm not there yet, but again, I have a lot more on my plate than, someone who's freshly out of college with no kids. So if you are in that position, that's great. But I still suggest, set yourself up because, yeah, you don't know who. I've crossed people at work who are like, hey, my cousin, nephew, uncle, brother wants, or they know somebody, or they have they're getting ready to sell a house or buy a house and they have a whole house full of furniture. Do you want it for free? And I'm like, man, that's great. It's a one-stop shop. I'm right there. I could pick up 10 pieces of furniture, which could take me, a few weeks if I was going house to house. So yeah, definitely. I would say network. Don't be afraid to network. Don't be afraid to get your business name out there because I have crossed paths with some amazing people that have, even talking to you, it's like you just don't know who you're going to cross.
Oh, thank you for that. But yeah, use your job as your investor. I heard you
For sure.
say that. Like, don't just run away from it. That's fantastic.
Mm-mm.
So now if the person or the listener has decided, hey, I do want to pursue entrepreneurship, there's a way to maintain a business. It's one thing to start it. It's another to be able to keep it going. So you and I talked about consistency. Can you speak on that when you decide to make this decision to be in business?
I get a lot of questions about starting a business. And like I said, I'm always learning and growing myself. But I tell people, because when they come to me, they feel like they have to have everything, figured out before they take that leap. I got to have my LLC. I got to have this. I got to do all of these things before I can even get my foot in the door. Like I said, you want to be smart with your decisions, but don't overthink it. I would suggest start slow. Just if you have a clear vision on, where or what you want to do, just start slow, whether that be branding, getting a website, just do that. But for me, I think gradually building on your business is a lot better than trying to feeling like you need to have it all figured out and dive in with thousands of dollars worth of products and investment in your site. You haven't even proven to yourself that you're willing, able, and capable of committing to this business. Now you're, thousands of dollars invested and it's a month in and you haven't even shown that you can produce whatever it is that you're doing. So I suggest gradually, it's a lot easier if you just start with what you have. I started with the phone, with the iPhone and an iPhone. Like I didn't have tools. I didn't have knowledge. Obviously, YouTube University has given me my diploma, but just start slow. And then, if it's a month, if it's a year, just gradually build on. So if you've proven to yourself, like, okay, I've committed to a month of whatever it is, I think I've earned a new camera or whatever it is to build onto your business, do it in that way so that you don't feel like you have to have it all now, but two, you're showing and proving to yourself that you are committed to this business and you're able to buy the item, but also sell or kind of get that money back from whatever it is you're doing or selling. That way, it's your money, but it's also, funds that you've earned from your business.
That's smart. Yes. Reinvest your profit.
For sure. And also don't be afraid to get exposure, get your name out there. Like I said, when I started, I created my own separate pages for just my furniture posts. I wasn't posting on my personal platforms because you're going to have supporters, you're going to have family and friends that support you with a double tap or a comment here or there, but they are not your audience. They are not your client. And even that, sometimes you'll have people who like or comment who actually don't like or comment. And you can feel that energy. It's a very draining feeling. It's a nerve-wracking feeling. And I think we are all afraid to post because of that reason. We know we have people who want to see us fail or, are kind of like, she did that. Like, that don't even look good. So I created a separate page for Facebook, Instagram, and I post what I sell, my business information, all of that is on those pages solely. And I know the people who are following on those pages are there for me. And I know that the support is there. The questions, the engagement is genuine, and it just makes it easier for me as a creator to post. So if I have people all the time like, what if, and how do you don't have to worry about that when you have a business page and the people who are there for a reason.
They're coming there. So now when we talk about your consistent plan, do you set monthly goals for yourself? How do you maintain this consistency?
Yes, I do. And it fluctuates. It's been fluctuating still. I'm still trying to get it down, perfectly for me because, I have so much going on with work, my 9 to 5 and my son. But yes, I have to set goals. Some of my goals may be, let's just use my flip. So I'm like, okay, I want to do a flip a week, see how that works for a few months. If I'm able to sustain that, okay, cool. Then we'll commit and then go about that. But because with my viral videos, I get a lot of activity, it fluctuates. So I'll have 1 month of people inquiring about personal custom pieces. That is fine, but then that means I cannot commit to my week of just flips, meaning I go out, I find a piece of furniture that's free, I come home, I do what I need to, and I sell it. So it does fluctuate. And even with the seasons, it's wintertime. Not a lot of people are putting out furniture for free because, we're all in the house, just comfortable under our covers. But when springtime hits, it's so much free furniture that it's hard to keep up. So figuring out, just test the waters, figuring out what, depending on the time of year, whatever that may be for your business. For me, off season, I guess you can call it, is about November to March, where I'm able to focus on content or I'm able to focus on the custom pieces, one-on-one. I've included that on my bio now. So I can do one-on-one classes with you virtually. That would be my peak time because it's colder. I'm indoors. People are indoors. They're armed with their phones. They see my videos now because they're sitting in their beds or on their couch. And so now they're inquiring like, oh, I think I can do this. And so yeah, I structure it right now at least, I structure it depending on the season and how my videos are performing. It kind of helps set the tone too.
That's good. Okay, so this has been great. So for that student that's thinking about entrepreneurship, do not quit your job.
Do not quit your job. Don't quit your job yet. I know it's tempting. I know it is. Trust me. I get it. Don't do it. Not yet. I'm not saying never, just not yet. Let's be smart about it.
Not quit your job and then set consistent goals.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And any profits, reinvest them. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
This is so good. I'm so glad you're with us. We always wrap it up with a final word of encouragement. And so I'm just thinking for that student that is considering this route of entrepreneurship, do you have some final words as we head on out for that person?
Yeah, I've said it and I know we've heard it time and time again, but just don't be afraid to take the risk. It really starts with that first step. Like I said, that very first video I posted, I almost didn't post. And those are the videos that my audience loves to this day. Those are the videos that bring me in more money than the actual furniture that I sold. Those are the videos that are continue to get me my audience. I think that video is now at like 6 million views, and I've had videos surpass that. But that particular video, which I wasn't used to seeing numbers like that. You know, I almost didn't post it. It got me 6 million views. I got 70,000-ish maybe followers in 2 days, like 40,000 shares. You just don't know what is on the other side of that door unless you take the risk. Be smart about it, but definitely take the risk. And there is somebody for your business. You would be surprised. It's a lot of people in the world. Somebody wants and needs your services. So don't be afraid to take the risk. Be authentic. I would definitely say you want to be honest, authentic. You want to be consistent. Use your competition. It could be positive competition, but use your competition to help in your areas of your business, whatever that may be. Just make sure you're studying and being, strategic, because you want to stand out, but you gotta study the game. You gotta, whatever that is for your business, you want to make sure you are keeping up with the trend, but also be professional. I see a lot of people in my area, at least, that I watch or see their work, and it's easy for me to understand why they're not doing the numbers that I'm sure they're trying to. You want to be professional. Remember too, when you put yourself out there on the internet, it's forever. And say in 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long, you are in a different place in your life where now you're like, okay, I'm professional in my craft. I'm doing everything right. You just don't want something you did in the past to come back and haunt you. It's forever. These reviews people leave are forever. And you don't want to try to now come back and constantly overproduce or overperform because you had one bad situation. There are going to be people who you can't please, but I go above and beyond to provide the best top-notch service because I know how reviews work. We've all been on Amazon or anywhere and we've seen one bad review and you like, nope, never mind. So be professional, be authentic, and just have fun too. It shouldn't be, it shouldn't make you feel so anxious that you talk yourself out of it. This is fun, and people can read when you are truly being authentic in whatever it is you're providing or saying or doing. So just be yourself, have fun. If you have a situation where, like myself, where, like I said, I was not sure how I would be able to do this with a son and working a full-time job, I'm able to flip that situation and promote it. And now that's elevated my business. People look to me to see like, okay, if she could still do it, I can do it. I was afraid of compromising time with my son for making a living, making an earning. So I incorporated him in my business. He's my partner. I call him my mini assistant, but he gets a percentage of all the sales. So not only are we getting to have that bonding time, he's learning firsthand and getting a kind of a step ahead of his peers, but understanding, hard work equals reward. So I say that to say, just for your situation, whether it's hard, kind of like mine, or if it's just you and you're kind of scared to take the risk and use your situation. Show others that you're afraid, document it. I wish I would have documented a little more back then, but document it and don't be afraid to share, because somebody else is also in the same boat as you and you don't know who you can help. You don't know who you can motivate or inspire. And it's good to kind of reach back and pull that next person up too with you from time to time.
Absolutely. I mean, and I'm so glad that you said be professional. Because, yeah, a lot of times these personal pages, reflect too much and
They
too much
do. Mine's are
body
private. My personals are private.
and all
Yeah,
of that. And if you're trying to do brand deals, because you've attracted brands to you.
for sure. And when them big brands start to reach out, trust and believe, they scrolling to the bottom. They want to make sure that they are hiring somebody who represents them in a positive light. So yes, I've had Bayer, Sherwin-Williams, I've worked with a lot of companies. They are looking, and is the song choices you're choosing. Definitely, you want to be yourself. I'm not saying don't, but you want to be professional because this sticks with you long term. And the brand deals are really where it's at. You think you make a killing off of views. If you get the right brand deal, that could be a game changer. I've had brand deals where I'm like, if I got a couple of these each year, I could potentially leave my job. But yes, you definitely want to be presentable in your videos. if it's just a website, whatever it is, you want to make sure that it is appealing to brands. Those are the gold. That's gold mine in content world. So yes, professionalism.
Excellent advice. Well, I appreciate you so much. I wish you so much more success. It sounds like you are taking
Thank you,
off
girl.
like a complete rocket. So
Yeah.
can't wait to see what
I
the future
appreciate it.
holds. Now, if they want to come and check out your work, where would you like to send them? TikTok or IG?
Yes. Any of the platforms, it's all the same. It's all Furniture by Farah across the board, IG, TikTok, YouTube. I'm slowly getting into YouTube, but it's still there. You can still follow me. But yes, Furniture by Farah. My email is the same, furniturebyfarah@gmail.com. If you have any questions or just need, some direction, you can always email me there and I can get back to you as soon as I can.
How about that, you guys? She's offering her mentorship to you.
Yeah. I also offer one-on-one courses too in my bio
There we
and
go.
on all the platforms.
There we go. Take advantage.
Yes.
Take advantage of
Yeah.
consultations. I love it. Thank you for this, Farah. This has been fantastic.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. You and my dad. Thank you. I appreciate
Yes, Major Moore. Thank you. All right. Well, you have a great week and I'll be in touch with you really soon.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Thank you for joining us. As you consider building your legacy through entrepreneurship, remember to be professional and have fun. For more information about other episodes, remember to subscribe to the Back to Me podcast, College and Beyond. I'm your host, Yoli Tamu. Leave a review at the end of this podcast, and if you would like to learn more about other special events, join the Back to Me podcast Facebook group, or simply text Back to Me to 833-206-4565. Until next time, be well.